YouTubers. It's Stargift Kasha, and I want to continue on the segment of patron, matron, deity. I had recently discovered mine, and I told you in the intro that I want to break this into segments discussing about my life and how I came to discover who my patron was. Yes! I said bring them over here. I'm sorry, my daughter's over there. So my childhood is where we're going to start. I was from the age 3 to 10 because that's kind of what I remember and everything. I mean, I could remember earlier things. I mean, I used to play with cans and everything when I was like before 3. I had this fascination with cans. That has nothing to do with anything, but I used to be an oddball, and I think everybody kind of comes to that point in their life where just like, oh, I'm weird, I'm odd, I don't fit in. But I already knew, like, I'm odd, like, I'm displaced, I don't belong here, like, I kind of feel out of place. And you know, I was very well in tune and connected with the earth. I used to lay down on the grass and pretend that the earth would swallow me whole. I used to, you know, I love feeling the mud between my feet, the dirt between me, all on me. One of my favorite Disney princesses was Pocahontas, Disney princess, and I used to love playing the indigenous girl. I run outside, no socks, no shoes, and pretend that I was the indigenous native and was singing to the earth and everything. I loved the trees, I loved the birds, I loved the wind. I loved feeling the wind on my skin and kissing me on the cheeks. And I would like pretend that the wind was talking to me. That's how the earth would speak to me. So, you know, we have this ash tree in my backyard. And there were other trees too, but this one survived. And that tree is just so important to me. Like, that tree, I played around that tree, was with that tree, loved that tree. Like, that was fam right there. So feeling different and never feeling I belong, my childhood had this perception of peace, unity, and love. Like, I was always the peacemaker. I hated violence. I hated to see people get in arguments and get into fights. Like, in school, kids fight. And I was always the one that was like, you know, stop fighting, while everybody else was like, yeah, fight, fight, fight. You know, little kids are little but you know, I just, you know, I hated seeing violence, and I hated, like, division. I loved unity. I loved people being together and connected and becoming one. And, you know, as a child, there was no concept of race to me. I knew I was black, but that didn't matter because Martin Luther King Jr. fixed all that, and that's what I had learned when I was told. And so in my childhood, there was this, like, you know, there's peace and unity and love in the world, and all the bad things stopped. And of course, you grow up and you come to realize that's not the case, and that was a big shocker for me. And, you know, you have to, it's all part of growing up. You know, children really are just that innocent, and I remember being that innocent. And yet there was this small indications of my humanity. My bisexuality was kind of like revealed to me when I was 4 years old. I didn't understand the concept of it. I didn't understand the word. I didn't know the word existed, but I knew very early on that I was attracted to males and females. And, you know, as a child in your mind, that's like, oh, I got a crush on Tommy and Kimberly from Power Rangers. I like them both. I want to see them together, but I like Kimberly and I like Tommy. You know, you think about those things, and, like, that was for me little wiggly feelings and flutters, and that was just a crush thing. I remember one of my mother's friends came over, and he was this tall white guy. And he came over, and my mom introduced me to him. I was 4 years old, and he shook my hand, and I remember smelling his scent, and he smelled like, for me, like, that's how white people smell. Like, white people just have this scent and this aroma to them, and it's different from black people or any other race. Like, I know that sounds so weird. I have this thing with scents. Like, people smell different. Everybody has a different scent and aroma, okay? Do not look at me and think like, oh, this chick is, like, fucking weird. Please. But that's just a very big thing. I love how people smell. Oh my God, that's so weird. Oh God, Okay, I completely understand if you think I'm weird from this point here on. So, but, so that was my childhood, you know. Probably nothing significant I'm saying stands out or anything, but that just kind of gives you a general idea. So this is at 5 minutes now, and I'm gonna cut it off, and we're gonna go into my coming of age. All right, okay, see you guys, bye.